again, my name is Gabe Zolna. Just got another interesting email that I wanted to share with some of you folks. And this came from WND, WorldNet Daily. U.S. warned of terror attacks. And it says, although it is not known yet who is responsible for Monday's heinous bombing at the Boston Marathon, it killed 3 and injured more than 100 people. A source with an Iranian intelligence service has told WND that an Islamic regime was behind them and looked for trails to Syria, Lanka, and Bangladesh. The source went on to say that bombs were planted near the end of the race, so horrific images of the blast would be captured by all the media there and replayed over and over all over the world, which is exactly what happened. Now, what's really scary is that it also says that al-Qaeda, quote, this is in quotes, al-Qaeda groups and other services which operate for the interest of America, in parentheses, in Syria, will soon change the region of their operations and thereafter create new problems for America and Europe. Let me repeat that. Al-Qaeda groups and other services which operate for the interests of America, in parentheses, in Syria, will soon change the region of their operation and thereafter create new problems for America and Europe. You know what's really scary about that? If you remember Secretary of State John Kerry a couple of weeks ago, what did he say? He said, we've been training the Syrian rebel freedom fighters. That's these folks. These are al-Qaeda guys. And they've been doing it for over a year in Jordan. And they've also had help in training these people by the British and by the French. So let me understand this. We're training the enemy that right now is trying to work with us to get rid of Bashar al-Assad. And once they achieve their objectives with our help, with our money, with our weapons, that Hillary said she never knew they were being transferred, yet they found out through hacked emails it was her idea to begin with. That's a different story. So now what we've got is we've got these folks here. Once they get rid of Bashar al-Assad, they'll take over the country. Now what you need to understand is Bashar al-Assad's father got rid of the Brotherhood 40 years ago. And they've been dying to get back in again. And that's exactly what they want to do. Once they get back in again, according to this article, they're going to change their region of operation and create new problems for America and Europe. How insane is it that our Congress allows this president and his dysfunctional administration to train our enemies? How is it that our Congress allows this president and this dysfunctional administration to ship billions of dollars worth of weapons to Egypt, when Egypt is being controlled by a radical Muslim Brotherhood extremist that has sworn on the destruction of not only Israel, but of America? What is wrong with this picture? How is it that this is allowed to continue? How is it that this administration is allowed to send hundreds of millions of dollars to the Palestinians? How is it that this administration is allowed to send shiploads of weaponry to Turkey, which ends up in Syria, which previously ended up in Libya? I mean, this is insane. Does not anyone have the light sort of go off between their ears and recognize that al-Qaeda is our enemy and we're training and arming our enemy, and they're going to turn all the weapons that we've given them and all the training that we've provided against us? And with our borders being as porous as they are, I mean, this article says there's all kinds of cells that they have here right now, and they do. And I think what happened in Boston is just an example of what's going to happen in other cities. America is going to be terrorized. And as soon as a few more of these things occur, Obama will have all the justification that he needs. For what? For martial law. That's for what? Wake up, folks. The pieces of the puzzle are all there. Look at the picture that they paint. As frightening as it is, that's the picture that they paint. And who's doing anything to stop them? Nobody. Absolutely nobody.